Welcome back to our channel, my dear friends. There is one person whose support you need throughout your entire life. You. Self-confidence means believing that you can learn, improve, face challenges, and handle difficult moments. It does not mean you are perfect. It does not mean you never feel afraid. It means you trust yourself enough to try, even when you are not completely sure of the result. Confidence can help you speak clearly, make decisions, take new opportunities, communicate better, and stand up again after mistakes. And the beautiful thing is, you do not have to be born confident. Confidence can be built. You already have more ability inside you than you may realize. It is time to start trusting it. So let's begin. Lesson 1. Confidence begins. When you start believing in yourself, self-confidence begins with one simple thought. I believe I can learn, improve, and handle this. You do not need to believe that you are the best. You do not need to know everything. You do not need to be perfect. You simply need to trust that you are capable of taking the next step. Many people have ability, but they do not use it because they doubt themselves. They think, what if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I'm not good enough? What if I make a mistake? These thoughts can stop you before you even begin. But think about this. What if you try and learn something? What if you make a mistake and become better because of it? What if you discover that you are more capable than you thought? You will never know if fear makes every decision for you. Imagine someone who is learning English. They understand many words. They know basic grammar. They can create sentences. But when someone speaks to them in English, they become nervous. Their mind says, "Don't speak. You might make a mistake." So, they stay quiet. Every time they stay quiet, they lose an opportunity to practice. Now imagine they change one thought. Instead of saying, "I must speak perfect English," they say, "I will speak with the English I know today." They begin talking. Maybe the first sentence is not perfect. Maybe they forget a word. Maybe their pronunciation needs improvement. But they continue. The next conversation becomes a little easier, then another. Slowly, confidence begins to grow. Why? Because confidence grows through experience. You cannot think your way into complete confidence. At some point, you have to act. If you want confidence in speaking, speak. If you want confidence at work, improve your skills and take responsibility. If you want confidence in the gym, train regularly. If you want confidence around people, practice having conversations. Action gives your mind evidence. Every time you do something you were afraid to do, you teach yourself. Maybe I can handle more than I thought. That is how real confidence is built. You should also pay attention to the way you speak to yourself. Imagine making a small mistake and immediately saying, "I am stupid. I can never do anything right. I always fail." Would you speak that way to someone you cared about? Probably not. Then why speak that way to yourself? This does not mean pretending every mistake is wonderful. If you did something wrong, admit it. Correct it. Learn from it. But do not turn one mistake into a judgment about your entire personality. Instead of, "I am terrible at this," try, "I am still learning this." Instead of, "I cannot do it," try, "I cannot do it well yet." That small word, "yet," leaves room for growth. You also need to stop waiting for everyone else to believe in you first. Support is valuable. Encouragement feels good. But there will be moments when people do not understand your dream. Someone may doubt you. Someone may tell you that your idea will not work. Someone may not see your potential. Listen carefully when people give useful advice. But remember, other people's doubt does not automatically become the truth about you. Sometimes you have to believe in yourself before there is much evidence. Then you start creating the evidence through your actions. Set a small goal. Complete it. Then choose another. Maybe you decide, I will practice English for 15 minutes today. Do it. Tomorrow, do it again. Maybe you decide, I will exercise 3 times this week. Keep that promise. Every small promise you keep tells your brain, I can trust myself. And self-trust is a powerful part of confidence. Confidence is not only standing tall and speaking loudly. A person can look confident outside and still doubt themselves inside. Real confidence is quieter. It says, I may not know everything, but I can learn. I may feel nervous, but I can still try. I may fail, but I can recover. I do not need to be perfect to begin. That kind of confidence makes you stronger because it does not disappear when something goes wrong. And remember, confidence does not grow in one day. It grows every time you choose action over fear. Every time you learn something difficult. Every time you speak when you feel nervous. Every time you make a decision. Every time you recover from a mistake. Every time you keep a promise to yourself. These small moments slowly change the way you see yourself. One day you may look back and realize, the things that once scared me now feel normal. That is growth. You do not need to become perfect before you believe in yourself. Believe that you can learn, take the first step, and let your actions build your confidence. Trust yourself enough to begin. Because sometimes, the strongest version of you is waiting on the other side of one brave first step. And before we start Lesson 2, please like this video because your one like gives me motivation to create more helpful videos for you. Lesson 2. Stop being afraid of making mistakes. One of the biggest enemies of self-confidence is the fear of making mistakes. You want to speak, but you think, what if I say something wrong? You want to try something new, but you think, what if I fail? You want to share your idea, but you think, what if people don't like it? So you stay quiet. You wait. You avoid the opportunity. And slowly, fear becomes stronger. But you need to understand something important. Making mistakes does not mean you are weak. It means you are learning. Think about a child learning to walk. The child stands up, falls, stands again, falls again. Nobody says, you failed at walking, stop trying. We understand that falling is part of learning. But when we become adults, we sometimes expect ourselves to do everything perfectly on the first attempt. That is impossible. Imagine you are learning English. You want to say, yesterday I went to the market. But accidentally you say, yesterday I go to the market. That is a mistake. But did the world end? No. Maybe someone corrects you. You learn. Oh, I should say went. Next time, you remember. That mistake just taught you something. If you had stayed silent because you were afraid, you might never have learned it. This is why confident people are not people who never make mistakes. They are people who do not allow mistakes to destroy their courage. They think, okay, that didn't work. What can I learn? Then they try again. You can use the same mindset in your life. Maybe you gave a presentation and became nervous. Do not say, I am terrible at speaking. Ask, what can I improve before my next presentation? Maybe you started something and it failed. Do not immediately decide, I am not capable. Ask, Why did it fail? What did I miss? What should I do differently? When you turn mistakes into lessons, failure becomes less frightening. You begin to understand. Even if something goes wrong, I can learn and recover. That thought creates confidence. You should also stop expecting yourself to look confident while you are learning. Beginners often look like beginners. That is okay. Your first video may not be great. Your first speech may feel uncomfortable. Your first conversation in English may have many pauses. Your first day at the gym may feel confusing. Your first business idea may not work, but your first attempt is not your final ability. You are allowed to improve. Think about something you can do easily today. Maybe driving, cooking, using a computer, speaking your first language. Was it always easy? Probably not. There was a time when you had to learn. You made mistakes. You repeated things. Eventually, they became normal. The same can happen with the thing you are afraid of today. Give yourself time. Another problem is worrying too much about what people will think. You make one mistake and imagine everyone will remember it forever. Usually, they will not. People are busy thinking about their own lives. And even if someone laughs at your honest attempt, ask yourself, should their opinion decide whether I improve? No. Take useful feedback. Ignore unnecessary negativity. Keep practicing. Your future is more important than a few seconds of embarrassment. You can also build confidence by intentionally doing small things where mistakes are possible. Speak one sentence in English. Ask a question. Try a new exercise. Share an idea. Learn a new skill. Do something slightly outside your comfort zone. Each time you survive an imperfect attempt, fear becomes a little smaller. You learn. I don't need everything to go perfectly to be okay. That is a powerful form of confidence. And when you make a mistake, speak to yourself with patience. Say, that was not my best attempt, but I learned something. Then improve. Confidence does not mean lying to yourself. If something needs work, work on it. But correct yourself without destroying yourself. There is a big difference between saying, I made a mistake, and saying, I am a mistake. Never confuse the two. Your mistakes are things that happened. They are not your identity. You do not become confident by avoiding every mistake. You become confident by learning that mistakes cannot stop you. Speak. Try. Fail sometimes. Learn. Correct yourself. Try again. Because every time you continue after an imperfect moment, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your fear. Lesson 3. Build confidence through small wins. Many people wait for confidence before they take action. They say, when I feel confident, I will start. When I feel confident, I will speak English. When I feel confident, I will go to the gym. When I feel confident, I will start my business. But confidence often works in the opposite way. First, you take action. Then confidence begins to grow. And you do not need to start with something huge. Start with small wins. A small win is something simple that proves to you, I can do what I said I would do. Imagine you want to become more confident speaking English. Do not begin by telling yourself, I must speak English perfectly for 1 hour. That goal may feel difficult. Instead, say, today I will speak English for 5 minutes. Do it. Tomorrow, try 7 minutes. Later, try 10. Maybe one day you have a short conversation completely in English. That is a win. It may look small to someone else, but to you, it is evidence that you are improving. And evidence builds confidence. The same idea works with fitness. Maybe you cannot complete a difficult workout yet. That is okay. Start with what you can do. Exercise for 20 minutes. Go for a walk. Learn the correct form of one exercise. Then continue. After a few weeks, something that once felt difficult may begin to feel easier. You think, I couldn't do this before. Now I can. That feeling is powerful. Your confidence becomes stronger because you can see your own progress. This is why you should not ignore small achievements. Sometimes people only celebrate big results. A promotion, a big amount of money, a perfect body, fluent English, a successful business. But those big results are usually built from smaller achievements. One practice session, one workout, one difficult conversation, one completed task, one good decision, then another. Big confidence is often built from small promises kept repeatedly. Try setting one small goal every morning. Something realistic. Maybe, I will finish this important task today. Or, I will practice my English for 15 minutes. Or, I will exercise today. Then complete it. At night, instead of only thinking about everything you did not do, notice what you completed. Tell yourself, I said I would do this, and I did. This builds self-trust, and self-trust is one of the strongest forms of confidence. Imagine having a friend who promises you something every day but never does it. After some time, would you trust that person? Probably not. The same thing can happen with yourself. If you constantly say, I will start tomorrow. I will exercise tomorrow. I will study tomorrow. I will finish this tomorrow. But tomorrow comes and nothing happens. You slowly stop believing your own promises. So make smaller promises and keep them. Do not promise yourself 5 hours of work if you know you cannot manage it. Promise one focused hour and complete it. Do not promise a perfect month. Focus on today. Confidence grows when your actions teach you that your own word means something. You should also keep track of your progress. Sometimes you are improving, but you do not notice because you see yourself every day. Think about your English 6 months ago, your fitness 3 months ago, your knowledge 1 year ago, your confidence before you started practicing. Maybe you have already come further than you realize. Write down small improvements. Maybe you spoke to someone without becoming as nervous as before. Maybe you shared your opinion in a meeting. Maybe you tried something you'd been avoiding. Maybe you handled a difficult situation calmly. These moments matter. They show that you are changing. But do not compare your small wins with someone else's big results. Maybe someone can speak English fluently while you are celebrating a 5-minute conversation. Celebrate it anyway. They are on their journey. You are on yours. Your job is to move forward from where you are. You also need to slowly make your challenges bigger. Small wins are the beginning, not the place where you stay forever. Once 5 minutes of speaking becomes comfortable, try 10. Once one responsibility becomes easy, take a little more. Once one fear becomes smaller, challenge another. This is how you grow without overwhelming yourself. Think about climbing stairs. You do not need to jump from the first step to the top. You take one step, then another. After enough steps, you look back and realize how high you have climbed. Confidence works the same way. You do not need one huge achievement to believe in yourself. You need small moments that repeatedly prove you can learn, act, improve, and keep going. Set small goals. Keep your promises. Notice your progress. Challenge yourself a little more. And let every small win tell you, I am becoming stronger. I can do more than I could before. That is how real self-confidence is built, one step at a time. Lesson 4. Stop comparing yourself with other people. One of the fastest ways to lose confidence is to constantly compare yourself with others. You look at someone and think, they are more successful than me. They speak better than me. They look better than me. They have more money. They are more confident. Then you look at yourself and suddenly feel like you are not enough. But remember, you are comparing two completely different journeys. Everyone starts from a different place. People have different experiences, different opportunities, different strengths, different struggles, different amounts of practice. So comparing your life with someone else's life is rarely fair. Imagine you have been learning English for 6 months. You meet someone who has been speaking English for 10 years. They speak naturally and confidently. You listen to them and think, my English is terrible. But that comparison does not make sense. You are comparing your 6 months with their 10 years. Instead, compare yourself with your previous self. Ask, can I speak better than I could 3 months ago? Do I know more words? Do I understand more? Am I less nervous? If the answer is yes, you are growing. That is what matters. Social media can make comparison even more difficult. You see people's best photos, their achievements, their holidays, their bodies, their cars, their success. You see the result, but you often do not see the struggle behind it. You do not see their failures, their worries, their difficult days, their mistakes. You are comparing your complete life with a small part of theirs. Be careful. Someone else's success does not mean you are failing. If someone is doing better than you have two choices. You can become jealous and lose confidence, or you can become curious. Ask, what can I learn from this person? Maybe they communicate well. Study how they speak. Maybe they are physically fit. Learn about their habits. Maybe they are successful in business. Study what skills helped them. Turn comparison into education. Let successful people inspire you instead of making you feel smaller. You also need to accept that you will not be the best at everything, and that is completely fine. There will always be someone richer, stronger, faster, more experienced, more talented in a certain area. If your confidence depends on being better than everyone, you will never feel secure. Real confidence says, I do not need to be better than everyone. I need to keep becoming better than I was. That gives you freedom. Now you can appreciate another person's success without feeling threatened by it. Their success does not take anything away from you. Imagine two flowers growing in a garden. One blooms earlier, the other takes longer. The second flower does not stop growing because the first one bloomed first. It continues. Your life can work the same way. Maybe someone reached their goal before you. Let them. Your job is to continue growing. Focus on your skills, your habits, your health, your goals, your character, your progress. The more attention you give to your own growth, the less energy you have for unnecessary comparison. And remember, you do not know where your journey will take you. The thing you struggle with today may become one of your strengths later. The person who feels nervous speaking today may become an excellent speaker after years of practice. The beginner today may become the person others learn from tomorrow. Give yourself that chance. Always remember, confidence becomes stronger when you stop measuring your worth against someone else's life. Learn from people. Celebrate their success, but keep your eyes on your own path. Ask yourself, am I learning? Am I improving? Am I moving forward? If you are, keep going, because your greatest competition is not the person beside you. It is the person you were yesterday. Lesson 5. Take action even when you feel nervous. Many people think confident people never feel nervous, but that is not true. Confident people can feel fear. They can feel uncomfortable. They can worry about making mistakes. The difference is that they learn how to take action even when those feelings are present. You may think, I will speak when I become confident. I will start when I stop feeling afraid. I will take the opportunity when I feel ready. But sometimes, confidence comes after you take action. Imagine you have to speak in front of a group. Your heart beats faster. Your hands feel uncomfortable. Your mind says, what if I forget everything? You have two choices. You can avoid the situation. For a few minutes, you feel safe. But the next time you need to speak, the fear may still be there. Or you can take a deep breath and speak anyway. Maybe your first sentence is shaky. Maybe you make a mistake. But you finish. Afterward, something changes. You think, I was nervous, but I still did it. That is confidence, not the absence of fear. The ability to move forward even when fear is present. The same thing happens when speaking English. You may know what you want to say, but you become nervous around people. Your mind starts checking every sentence. Is my grammar correct? Is my pronunciation good? What will they think? Then you stop speaking. Try something different. Give yourself permission to speak simple English. Say what you can. If you forget a word, explain it with easier words. If you make a grammar mistake, continue. If someone corrects you, learn from it. The goal of a conversation is not to prove that your English is perfect. The goal is to communicate. Every conversation gives you experience, and experience slowly reduces fear. You can use this idea in every area of life. If you are afraid to go to the gym alone, go once. If you are nervous about meeting new people, start one small conversation. If you are afraid to share your work, show it to one person. If you have an idea, take one small step toward it. Do not wait for fear to completely disappear. Sometimes fear becomes smaller because you keep walking toward it. Think about entering cold water. The first moment feels uncomfortable. You want to step back. But after some time, your body begins to adjust. New experiences can feel similar. At first, they feel strange. After repetition, they become familiar. What scares you today may become normal tomorrow if you practice it enough. You should also stop trying to predict every possible problem. What if they say no? What if I fail? What if people judge me? Yes, those things can happen. But ask another question. What if I can handle it? Maybe someone says no. You survive. Maybe your first attempt fails. You learn. Maybe someone does not like your work. You improve. Confidence grows when you understand that a bad result does not have to destroy you. You can recover. You can learn. You can try again. And do not try to become fearless overnight. Choose small challenges. If speaking to 10 people feels impossible, speak to one. If giving a 20-minute presentation feels terrifying, practice for 2 minutes in front of someone you trust. If you are afraid of sharing your ideas, share one small idea. Then slowly increase the challenge. Every brave action becomes evidence. You begin collecting proof. I can do uncomfortable things. I can speak even when I am nervous. I can recover from mistakes. I can handle rejection. I can learn. That evidence becomes stronger than empty positive thinking, because you are not only telling yourself that you are confident, you are showing yourself. There will still be nervous moments. Even experienced people sometimes feel nervous before an important presentation, interview, meeting, or challenge. Do not think nervousness means you are weak. Sometimes it simply means the moment matters to you. Take the feeling with you and continue. You do not have to wait until fear disappears before you move forward. Take one small brave action, then another, then another. Every time you act despite your nervousness, you teach yourself. Fear can come with me, but it does not get to control me. That is how courage grows, and with courage, self-confidence becomes stronger. Lesson 6. Become someone you can trust. The strongest self-confidence does not come from looking confident. It comes from trusting yourself. Think about it. If you tell yourself every morning, I am confident, I am strong, I can do anything, but you never take action, those words may not change much. Real confidence needs evidence. You need to show yourself. When I make a promise, I try to keep it. Maybe you promise yourself, I will exercise today. Then exercise. I will practice English for 20 minutes. Then practice. I will finish this important task. Then finish it. Every time your actions match your words, you build self-trust. And self-trust creates confidence. Imagine having a friend who promises to help you every day but never comes. After some time, you stop believing them. The same thing can happen inside you. If you constantly say, I will start tomorrow. I will change next week. I will work on my goal later. But never begin, you slowly stop trusting your own words. So stop making huge promises. Make smaller promises that you can actually keep. Start with today. Complete one important task. Practice one useful skill. Take care of your body. Do something you have been avoiding. Then at night, you can say, I did what I said I would do. That feeling is powerful. Self-confidence also grows when you become responsible for your choices. If you make a mistake, admit it. If you hurt someone, apologize. If something needs improvement, work on it. Do not spend your life blaming everyone else. Taking responsibility does not make you weak. It gives you power because it allows you to ask, what can I do differently next time? That question helps you grow. You should also learn to make decisions. Some people ask everyone, what should I do? Do you think this is right? What would you choose? Advice can be helpful, especially for important decisions. But if you need permission for every small choice, you may begin doubting your own judgment. Start making small decisions yourself. Think carefully. Choose. Then accept the result and learn from it. Over time, you begin trusting your ability to handle your own life. And remember, confident people do not know everything. Real confidence can say, I don't know. It can ask for help. It can accept correction. It can change its mind after learning something new. Confidence is not pretending you are always right. Confidence is knowing that you can learn when you are wrong. You also need to respect yourself. Do not constantly speak badly about yourself. Do not stay around people who repeatedly make you feel small. Do not say yes to everything because you are afraid someone may dislike you. Learn to say, no, I can't do that. I don't agree. I don't feel comfortable with that. You can be kind and still have boundaries. You can respect people without giving them control over your self-worth. And when something goes wrong, stay on your own side. Maybe you fail. Maybe someone rejects you. Maybe you make an embarrassing mistake. Do not immediately decide, I am not good enough. Tell yourself, this did not work, but I can learn and try again. That is the kind of person you want to become. Someone who does not abandon themselves when life becomes difficult. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. You have kept more promises. You have faced uncomfortable situations. You have learned from mistakes. You have improved your skills. You have become better at making decisions. You have stopped comparing yourself so much. Would you feel more confident? Probably. Not because someone gave confidence to you. You built it. That is the beautiful thing about self-confidence. You do not have to wait for it. You can create it through your daily actions. One promise kept, one fear faced, one skill improved, one mistake accepted, one decision made, one difficult day survived. Then you repeat. Self-confidence is not believing that you will never fail. It is trusting that even if you fail, you can learn, recover, and keep moving. Become someone you can depend on. Keep your word. Respect yourself. Learn continuously. Take responsibility. And when life becomes difficult, remind yourself, I trust myself to find a way forward. That is real confidence. And once you begin building it from the inside, you no longer need the whole world to tell you that you are enough. My dear friends, self-confidence does not mean being perfect or never feeling afraid. It means believing in yourself enough to try. Start with small steps. Accept your mistakes. Stop comparing yourself with others. Face your fears, keep your promises, and continue learning. Every small win tells you, I can do this, I can improve. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And always remember, believe in yourself, take action, and let your confidence grow one step at a time.